certainly would. Libby, you didn't eat a speck of your breakfast again.
I don't want it.
Your tea must be cold.
Yes,
And your cereal, too.
logical.
Libby, you haven't eaten breakfast all week.
I don't need it.
It's the most important meal of the day.
I'm not hungry. Not hungry at all.
You shouldn't do without breakfast.
This is the blue dress, isn't it?
Oh, Libby. Now let me fix this. You're not wearing your shoes.
I couldn't find them.
Well, perhaps you picked them under the bed.
I don't know.
Well, you really should eat something.
I asked you if this was the blue dress.
Oh, yes, dear, it is.
I didn't forget that I asked.
No, dear.
I don't forget things, you know.
No, dear.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm collecting and folding towels.
You collected and folded towels yesterday.
I did.
Yes.
Well, I can't keep up with it.
Busy, busy, busy. Are your duties finished for the fair?
I've hardly made a dent in them.
You're usually finished in July.
I know, but with one thing and another, I just can't keep up. The summer's going so quickly.
I wish we were back in Philadelphia.
Oh, Libby, it's so hot in Philadelphia now.
I like the heat. You can't be busy in it.
I've almost finished with the aprons I'm making for the fancy goods table. And I've collected some things for the white elephant table. And what else?
Pot holders, those knitted things.
Not this year.
My, what would the annual fair be without Sarah Weber?
It's a worthy cause, dear.
Ha! The world is full of worthy causes.
Yes, indeed.
And you're always in line for them.
I was trained to do for others.
Well, you know what Mr. Barnum said about one being born every minute.
I did promise to make something else for the fair.
Plans.
No. What did you say?
I said plans. Remember your plans for the grand tour? You never got past Cousin Minnie's house in Belfast, though.
No, I didn't.
Barnum's Maxim again.
Now, Libby, Aunt Mary was very ill.
And besides, doing for others is doing for oneself.
Libby, I did see quite a bit of Ulster County down, County Antrim, the Giant's Causeway. I even bowled on the green in Bangor twice.
November is a time for departures, you know. August isn't as bad a choice, but November is very appropriate.
Well, thank goodness it isn't November.
Ishmael joined Captain Ahab's crew when it was November.
Who
in
did?
his soul.
Who did?
Ishmael, Sarah, in Mr. Melville's book.
Oh.
Moby Dick. Didn't you ever read Moby Dick?
You were always the reader in the family, dear. But I know the book you mean. The one about the white whale.
That's the one.
Oh, stuffed animals. That's what I forgot. For the toy table. Right after the aprons.
You sailed for Belfast in November. November 19 and 10.
I believe I did.
Yes, and you considered returning on the Titanic.
It's a good thing I did.
Oh, I don't know. You had a lot to talk about for the rest of your life.
Indeed. But I came back on the Olympic instead. Without incident.
Shipwreck would have been so thrilling.
I'm not cut out for that kind of thrill. You know, I believe we'll see the whales this weekend.
Now that would be a surprise.
It's time for them.
They don't come anymore.
They were here last summer.
Right out here in the Sound?
Of course.
I didn't hear them.
Well, they were too far offshore.
I see.
Lily Strong, I shall see them, and you will hear them right out front, just as we always have.
When you were a little girl, you thought the whales made the seasons change.
I did.
Yes, you told Father that the whales caught the wind with their tails and brought it down from the Arctic.
I do remember that.
Tish is coming, isn't she?
Yes, dear.
Then I should have my shoes.
With all this reminiscing, I forgot.
I want to look presentable.
Well, what did you do with them?
I didn't do anything with
Did
them.
you look for them?
Yes, Sarah.
Well, I found them. You must have hid them behind the couch.
You mustn't hover, Sarah. Will you have time to fix my hair?
Well, I do have some more tidying to do.
Oh, if it's such a bother.
No, dear. No bother.
Will you bring my brooch too?
Yes, dear.
Do make me look presentable.
You always look presentable.
I expect I'm a great bother to you.
Oh, nothing of the sort. Mr. Marinoff is fishing out on our rocks.
Huh, I hope he doesn't offer us his catch.
Well, he usually gets a fine bunch of cutters.
I will not eat any of those fish.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Sewer fish. That's what they are.
Nonsense. The currents are very strong.
I will not eat anything caught off those rocks.
The fish are perfectly delicious.
They are disgusting. Our sewage goes right out through those pipes.
Do you think that I would eat them if I were worried?
You'd do anything to flatter that fraud.
He's not a fraud.
Baron Marinoff? Indeed! I will not eat those fish.
You don't have to.
There, you see? I am a bother.
You're just being silly about those fish.
You're not much for complaining, but I can feel it from you.
I remind you, Elizabeth May, that I was the one who volunteered to move into your house in Germantown after your operations.
Well, you had just lost your Philip.
Yes.
Well, I suppose you could change your mind.
Whatever for?
I do have my Anna.
Your Anna has never wanted to be involved in our lives.
She is my daughter.
Only at Christmas, it would seem.
I know what you're thinking.
Yes, and we've had this same discussion since the Depression. She's never been very daughterly, and you've never been very motherly.
Stop. Do you remember the swans in the park when we were children?
Yes.
Mother had hair like them. Is my hair as white as Mother's?
I expect it is.
Not yellowy at all?
No, dear.
What color is your hair?
Gray. The brown's all gone.
Nothing is forever.
So you always say.
I do.
Several times a week.
Some things bear repeating.
I suppose.
Many times.
I hear them.
I don't think so. Quite white, you say?
What?
My hair.
Oh, yes, quite.
I haven't been to a park in a long time.
Being here is like being in a park.
No swans, no. Did you and Philip think it was forever?
Tomorrow is Philip's and my 42nd anniversary.
Last Valentine's Day it would have been 66 years for Matthew and me.
Oh, my gracious.
Yes, you were only 9 when I married him.
Wasn't I a good flower girl?
You stepped on my train. Matthew died in November.
So he did. November 1934. Has it really been 20 years?
Yes, I was 66 when he died. When did the four of us take that trip out west?
Well, right after the war, dear. Not too long after Philip came home from France.
Yes, you and he were always sneaking off to be alone together.
It was our anniversary.
Well, it wasn't an important one.
It was to me.
Wasn't it nice of Teddy Roosevelt to put those national parks all around the place?
Very thoughtful of him.
Trouble is, they're always in the middle of nowhere. He didn't put any of them close to home. It would be lovely to sit in a park for a while. It's such a nice day for November.
Livy.
I know. This is August.
Good, dear.